Hey everybody, JitteryJay here. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Up next today, we're checking out Kentucky Ballistics again. I blew up my Barrett 50 cal for science. When guns go boom, episode 1. We're gonna get right into this, of course, but first we're gonna hit Kentucky Ballistics with a like and subscribe on the original video. All their links will be in the description below, as well as a link to the original video. That way you can do the same if you wish. I'm sure they would appreciate it. That being said, let me click this on, and let's get into this and see. Is he recreating? My question is he recreating his accident? And, is it the same gun? Is the question. Because that was a 50 cal that blew up on him and caused this accident. So, that's my question. We'll find out. Anyway, let's get into this. Let me do this.
Hey, what's going on, Scott? Oh, hey, man, what's up? How's it going? You, here to pick up the Barrett? Absolutely, man. I'm super excited.
No,
Why are
that
you
was the
selling
Servo.
it? Oh, no reason in particular. Just thought I'd, clear out some room in the gun.
That wasn't a Barrett that blew up on him. That was wasn't that the Servo Arms one? The one that's just, the Barrett's a semi-automatic, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas the one he blew up on him is a single shot, because you have to screw the cap on the back of it. So that's a different gun. So anyway, I got distracted. Sorry.
Absolutely, man. I'm super excited. Why are you selling it? Oh, no reason in particular. Just thought I'd, clear out some room in the gun safe. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but why are you only asking $100 for it? I mean, it's a Barrett. Yeah, it's a used Barrett, so depreciation and all that stuff. $100, it's all yours. All right, well, $100 it is then. Awesome, man. Well, you enjoy and good luck. All right, I'll catch you later. Hey, what the heck is this? This gun is way too dirty.
That looked mangled. Holy cow.
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. We're back out on the range, and today we're going to conduct yet another science experiment with a 50 cal, but not just any 50 cal. Let me go show you what we got, and we're going to get started. So here recently, we recreated my accident from April.
He already recreated it then with the other gun. So I gotta catch that one as well. I'll have to look that one up as well. That should have been the first episode. But I guess he decided to do the episodes afterwards. Because I've noticed that he's up to, well, the last one I saw, the number on was like 13, I think. That was just what came across my home screen. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. I'm excited because there's a couple of videos dropping today that I want to get right on as soon as they drop. Anyway, let's get into this.
And we're going to get started. So here recently, we recreated my accident from April 9th, 2021, when my RN50 exploded and almost killed me. An overcharged round of 190,000 PSI is what ended up blowing the gun. And the #1 comment was, what would happen if you put that same round in a Barrett semi-automatic 50 cal? The problem with that is a Barrett is about $10,000.
Oh.
Well, luckily, you're watching.
Say that again. Sorry. About choked on that one. 10 grand. Damn. And he's gonna blow it up. Jesus.
What would happen if you put that same round in a Barrett semi-automatic 50 cal? The problem with that is a Barrett is about $10,000. Well, luckily, you're watching the best YouTube gun channel there is, and here at Kentucky Ballistics, your comments and ideas matter. So today, we're gonna put a super spicy round in this Barrett.
I'd
So
be saying
real
the same
quick,
thing.
the RN50 is a single shot breech loaded 50 BMG, and this is a semi-automatic gas-operated 50 BMG. We're comparing apples to oranges, but I still want to know what's going to happen when we load a super spicy round in this thing. So first, we're going to take a few test shots with this thing, make sure it functions correctly, and then we're going to load a super hot round in it. Okay, so just like the last time, we have a cinder block wall here that we've built. We drilled a hole through the cinder block wall.
Better safe.
We have
Sorry.
a string that goes about 150 feet that way. We're going to be behind a truck, and the gun will be on this side of the wall. So if or when it blows up, we should be 100% safe. I also have a ballistic dummy lab torso to put behind the gun, so if there is an explosion, we'll see if any of that shrapnel would hit you and potentially be fatal. I'm really curious to see what happens today. What do you think's gonna happen? Leave your answers in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. So in my scientific opinion, I think the best way to check the function of this gun is by doing a mag dump.
I don't see how he does it. After the accident he had, shit, you wouldn't catch me holding a gun again. At least not another 50 cal. You know what I mean? you keep me far away from it.
Well, I'd say it's working pretty good. So now that we did our functions test on our Barrett, we got it set up and ready for the test. There's gonna be a slow-mo camera just off frame, so if this gun does blow up, we'll catch it all in slow-mo. I have a Ballistics dummy lab torso here. It has lifelike organs and bones inside it, so if we have shrapnel, we'll see if it would be fatal. Even though we have a berm to shoot into, I went ahead and added some extra stuff just in case. Got a ton of ballistic gel, body armor, bulletproof glass, and a steel target. Better safe than sorry, right? So now we're gonna take one test shot. That way we have something to compare to when we start loading in the hot rounds. This thing got partially destroyed in the last test, but it's still good. Gonna have that around the trigger attached to a string. We're gonna be about 150 feet that way and behind a truck. There's a weapon on safe, and I'm just gonna load these by hand. Gonna take the safety off. All right, test shot number one. Here we go.
Okay.
Sounded pretty normal. Okay, looks like the gun functioned normally. We have our spent casing right here.
Check it out. Lynn is standing up.
I couldn't do that again if I tried. Gun's working good. So we went through all the ballistic gel, all the body armor. We hit the bulletproof glass, and then we knocked over this big steel target also. So now we're gonna load this in there. This round should produce 190,000 PSI. It's the exact same load that we used to blow the RN50. Now let's see what it's gonna do when we put it in the Barrett M82A1. Weapon is on safe. Load this in here. All right, we'll send this home. Alrighty then, folks. Place your predictions in the comment section down below. And again, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Safety is...
All right, so what do you guys think's gonna happen? We already know the gun gets mangled. He showed it in the beginning. But what do you think's gonna happen to the dummy? Because I think that the dummy's gonna get shredded, absolutely shredded. If that gun was mangled like that, I get the feeling that dummy's gonna get. Yeah, it's gonna be gnarly. Anyway, let's see what happens.
Coming off. Again, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Safety is coming off. Okie dokie. Let's get out of here. Here we go. All right. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's much louder. Jesus. That's definitely how it got mangled. Holy cow. It didn't even hit the dummy. Completely missed it. You know what? It's probably because if you look underneath that, well, if you look underneath the handle right there, you see the post that comes down that was sitting on top of the cinder block. It got caught on the cinder block behind it. That's probably why it didn't move backwards, because it shuffled up that cinder block and then came up forward. So that's probably why it didn't hit the dummy, but the dummy survived. That is insane. 10 grand down the drain like that. Oh, I guess it did hit the dummy when it went backwards, but barely. Just landed against him, or it, whatever you want to call it.
I hear stuff hitting the trees, so it may not have worked out too well for the Barrett. Oh my gosh! Oh, wow! That Barrett's toast. Well, I was kind of curious what was going to happen because it's a semi-automatic platform, so that means that the bolt is going to come back, relieving pressure. Right. I didn't really expect it to blow like this. Okay, so I've moved everything to this table so that we can analyze it a little better. Let's start with the dummy. He was a little beat up before, like in shipping. He's got this little slit right here, but he's got some new marks. So right here was not there before, and you can see there's a little mark on his rib. So it made it into him and hit his rib.
That's where it landed.
He also took a piece of shrapnel right here. You can see it goes inside him, and it's actually right here. And I'm gonna try to dig that out. Right there. So judging from the explosion and what happened to the dummy, would you have survived? I don't know. I really can't say that. I don't know how hard this piece of shrapnel hit. Also, if it would have hit over here, it could have went in between a rib, right, and now it's in your lung or possibly to your heart. You just don't know in those situations. But I can say this. I would not have wanted my face on that gun when it went off with that super spicy round in it. I can say this because I speak from experience. Now, let's look at the gun. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was not expecting this much damage. I expected the lugs to shear off and then the bolt fly back super hard, cracking the rifle in some spots. I was not expecting a full-blown explosion. So starting with the back of the gun, you can see that when this went off, it forced the top of the receiver this way and the bottom this way. We have a huge bulge up top and a huge bulge on the bottom. In the slow-mo, I couldn't really see if the round came out of the barrel, and I don't think it did. That was a brass solid, and I believe that it pretty much just exploded because there's bits of brass color all inside this and all over the bolt. Looks like our carry handle held up pretty well though. Now the barrel. The barrel completely came off. There's damage to the threads, but they are not completely sheared off. It looks like there's pieces of the bullet inside the barrel.
Oh, that's good.
The springs on the front of the gun.
Of course, the threads are messed up. That's because the two pieces, the top and bottom, that were where the threads were separated. So that's why it came loose. Wonder if there's anything in it.
Of the bullet inside the barrel. The springs on the front of the gun are all kinds of warped, but the barrel did not explode. It doesn't look like anything actually made it down the barrel. I think that that bullet actually just broke up from all the pressure. Like I said, that was a 750 grain brass solid, and it was producing 190,000 PSI.
Man.
Normal operating pressures for a 50 BMG is 55,000 PSI. So that was really spicy. The bolt held up pretty well. We have some damage to the face, and it is cracked, but it's mostly intact. Another reason I think that bullet just broke up inside the gun is this is painted with a nice brass color now. The mag was destroyed also where the pressure was going downward, and it looks like it came down through the mag, bowed it out, and completely destroyed the inside. So what did we learn from this? Would I have survived on April 9th, 2021 if I was shooting a Barrett instead of my RN50 when I loaded that super hot round unknowingly into my gun? Well, that's up for debate. These things are very violent and very unpredictable. The Barrett definitely would have exploded, and shrapnel still would have went into my body. Probably still would have had a broken hand, and probably still would have jacked my face up. Regardless, I don't think it matters what 50 BMG you're shooting if you...
Or even worse, it could have, instead of blowing up like that, it could have shot that bolt straight back into his face. Straight back through the gun. Man. It's crazy.
Probably still would have had a broken hand, and probably still would have jacked my face up. Regardless, I don't think it matters what 50 BMG you're shooting. If you get an overcharged round, you're gonna have a bad day. So now we've blown up an RN50 and a Barrett M82A1, and I have to admit, I'm even more curious now. Now I want to know what happens to other 50 BMGs and other guns when they're overpressured. How will they blow, and would you survive? Is this something you would like to see more of, and if so, what guns would you like to see next? Leave your answers in the comment section down below. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today's video. It was a very exciting day of filming, and I had a lot of fun, other than the fact that we had to blow up a Barrett, but it was in the name of science, so it was totally worth it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a big favor, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Also be sure and check me out on Kentucky Ballistics Shorts, Kentucky Customs, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to support the channel by picking up a shirt. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics, and I'll see you next time.
So, now it looks like I gotta look up where he recreated his accident and check out that video as well. It's really interesting the way that blew up, though. I was curious to see just how bad it got mangled, because you couldn't really tell when it was sitting in the case because it was laying on its side and bunched in there. But damn, that is crazy. Can you imagine having your face next to that? Jesus. Like I said, that bolt could have come back and went straight to his head. You never can tell what's going to happen in situations like that. That's the crazy part. Anyway, I thought this was very interesting. The size of that explosion shocked me. But anyway, I would love to hear what you guys thought about this in the comments. Let me know what else I gotta check out, and if you're still here and haven't done so yet, if you would be so kind as to please hit the like and subscribe buttons, it'd be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel grow and get out to more people. That being said, that's just about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me, and I hope to see you on the next one. I love you guys. Peace. Hey guys, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here at JitteryJay.